Hey guys, I'm the Sky Spire, and welcome to another Mother 4 update. Today we're looking at the Valentine's update that I'm a couple of days late to, but nonetheless we have update number 11, update for the birds. And this one's a little interesting since, there isn't that much to talk about. You'll see. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read through it first, and then I'll talk about what I want to talk about, starting with Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, happy Valentine. We hope your holiday season went well and has been winding down comfortably. It's been a while since we've been in touch. To change that, we're planning on starting up these blog posts to come every other Sunday with a more focused look on how the things we're working on, the things we're working on in the moment, rather than the general descriptions of how what we're working on is done. For example, tonight we'll be showing off some scripting tests taking place in Pennyburg. We're putting birds at Pennyburg. Yays. So Pennyburg, I believe, is the place where, Floyd is from. So we got birds, and, they're just sprites right there. They're not actually going to interact with Travis walking next to them yet, but a major part of the work when it comes to making Mother 4 is scripting. While Dave does all the engine side programming, it's up to the rest of the team to use Dave's scripting syntax to create stuff like birds that respond to the player and people for the player to talk to. Cutscenes, story progression, and scene transitions are all handled through scripting. Yes, even birds are handled this way. And we know about the scripting because we've seen Ruffini before when they talked about the dialogue of the game and his writing. Here we have it again. They could potentially do a lot. A lot of what we've been working with this past season has been implementing the full range of these scripting actions and putting them to work, which results in birds behaving like birds. Now, one thing I do want to bring up, I'll let you look at this GIF for a little bit. Basically, we have Travis walking along the road of Pennyburg, and then birds fluttering away. So what this looks like is pretty much, if you look at the birds, it's not necessarily like Travis gets close to the bird and then they go away. It's more of a thing where Travis walks close to the sign, he gets close to the left bird, then that notices him, flutters away, and then because that first bird flutters away, the second bird does so. Not necessarily because Travis walks near it. And yeah, that's just like that. The bird's behaving like birds. The first one flutters away and the second one realizes it and goes, oh crap, this guy's gonna kill us. No, that's not what it is. Retreat! Abort! That kind of brings us to our next point. We aren't done with the game. Aiming for a launch day has been a lot of bad guesswork and unexpected circumstances, but the long and short of everything is that we've moved too soon. We were excited to share what we were working on and the things we've already accomplished. While we have the majority of assets for the project completing the game itself with all assets assembled and tested and polished is no small task. At our current clip, we can probably finish one major area per month with things like maps between major areas. I think of places like the caves connecting Tucson and Peaceful Rest Valley are much faster jobs. And while things do happen, we'll be aiming for about this pace. And we know that Tucson is a whole big city area, and Peaceful Rest Valley is another big area that I'm not very fond of. I do not like Peaceful Rest Valley. So while it will be a bit more of a wait, we aren't ready to show you something we won't finish or aren't working on. I probably read that wrong. We can't thank you folks enough for your understanding and excitement. You're all why this is being made. Please bear with us, and we'll see you again on February 28th, which is, I like that day. So we'll go into talking about this, starting off with the fact that they said, we're going to start up these blog posts to come every other Sunday with a more focused look on how the things we're working on in the moment. So that basically means that each update is going to be a lot more concise and a lot more focused on, whatever they're working on. And, here we have Pennyburg, here we have birds, here we have the scripting for the birds. One thing I want to bring up about Pennyburg. Pennyburg is the place where Floyd comes from. I believe, Travis comes from a place called Bellring, and Meryl comes from Citrus Hills. The deal with that is, when we come to these cities is kind of parallel to when we get the characters, kind of. In Earthbound, it was like that. In Earthbound, we went, beginning of the game, we start off with Ness, we go to Tucson, we get Paula, we come to Threed, we get Jeff, and we get Pooh sometime along the journey. We lose Pooh, we get him again, there's one entire segment of the game where you only play as Ness, but then there's Mother 3, which is not nearly as simple. By Chapter 5, you have your definitive, your definitive cast of Lucas, Duster, Kumatora, and Boney, or Lucas, Kumatora, Duster, Boney. Before that, and Lucas was only a playable character in Chapter 4. So really, it could be either one of the two. I'm kind of leaning towards Mother 3. And the reason for that is we do see Leo, who is the final character, driving around in this big city. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm kind of leaning towards it being bell ring. And if, like, you know, driving around on that motorcycle, on the wario bike, and if that is what that place is, then it could be the fact that you could play as Leo, aka the last character, in the first town at the beginning, and he's also alone, so it could be a whole thing with Flint, you know, or we played as Duster in Chapter 2, you know, it could be anything, really, but I'm kind of leaning towards the, you know, character selection being out of whack, which means we could come to Pennyburg later on, really, really later on, since this is Travis walking around alone in Pennyburg, or it's literally just them inputting a model into a place and walking around, you know, or it could just be that, and it's really likely to be that. And then there's Zach, which we can take into account, but I mean, who knows. Anyways, so we have that, we're putting birds in, we know about Ruffini, implementing the full range of these scripting actions. Okay, now we aren't done with the game. I feel like I bring this up a lot, but the thing is, the original launch date of this game was like 2013 or something, but I feel like back then it was more a deal of, you know, oh, Mother 3 is over, but we could make this theoretical fourth game and make another, you know, fan hack. And it could have been that. It could have been another fan hack. But the thing is, I feel like somewhere along the road they decided to be a lot more ambitious with it. And thank you so much for that. Because the thing is, the first 3 Mother games have given us these amazing stories. How long ago has it been since Mother 1 released? And, I mean, really recently came to America. But how many years ago has it been since Earthbound released? For how many years have we wanted Mother 3 in America? I mean, hey, I got my Lucas. And this is going to be the next Amiibo unboxing. We got Lucas over here. If I unbox it before Wolfling comes out. But, off track. But the thing is, I feel like somewhere along the road between the theoretical 2013 release date and, you know, the announcement, they decided that they could be a lot more ambitious with this and go as ambitious as, or, you know, steadily they decided that we could go along the lines of, you know, Mother 3 and see if we can make such a grand story like that and not hey, here's some more Mother for you guys just to play. And I'm really glad they did that, because now we're in 2016 and they're still saying they're not done with the game. That's really gratifying to hear. I know that sounds bad, but because of that, it's so gratifying to hear that it's been how many years and they aren't done. That, I mean, how many teams, what kind of team of developers is this compared to the actual Mother series? I'm really glad that they're being this ambitious with it. It's being amazing. Bad guesswork and unexpected circumstances. I mean, I feel like this kind of ties into real life, and this kind of ties into them deciding what to input in the game. They could input more. But the long and short of everything is that we've moved too soon. We were excited to share what we were working on and the things we'd already accomplished. While we have the majority of assets for the project completing the game itself with all assets assembled and tested and polished is no small task. It is a huge thing. And one thing I need to bring up, if you're in high school, like a lot of my high school friends are talking about like getting into like game design, you do need to take into account that a lot of scripting goes into it, and like, you know, it's a tedious task to do for one person, you know, one person. That's a huge thing to do, and you really do need to take into account the fact that there is all that to do, which a lot of people don't. That's why I feel like I need to bring that up. Another thing I need to bring up when it comes to Mother 4 is this. Undertale. Oh my god, I've already ranted about this to my friends, but I need to bring this up. My main problem with Undertale... No, wow, I start off with problem. No, I like the game. My main problem with Undertale is the fact that it doesn't give Earthbound, or the Mother series, any credit for a lot of the things that it's inspired from. A lot of the things in Undertale is inspired from Earthbound, but all Undertale fans really know about Earthbound is, oh, well, Megalovania wasn't an Earthbound hack made by Toby Fox, and I'm like, you people are dumb, you don't realize. I feel like that, I'm kind of disappointed that Earthbound doesn't get really any credit. And Undertale's being the new big thing in Earthbound, and Mother 3 is like, meh. Of course, these games have already gone through their whole cycle of amazement, but you know, like... the furthest we've gotten is in the True Lab. A lot of people are talking about like, oh man, looks like someone likes Earthbound. Oh wow, we got our own share of Gygas. It's like, you think? Just everything about the game is so Earthbound-esque, which makes the game so likable. But the Mother 14. If you were worried about us not, if you're worried about, I mean, of course, a lot of us are okay with you guys spending more time. I find it incredibly gratifying, and I'm glad that this cycle, the longer the cycle, honestly, the better. But what I'm saying is, if you're worried about us being like way too anxious and going to be knocking on your doors with torches and gonna burn people at the stake because it's taking too long, nah. Fire Emblem Fates released yesterday. You realize how many people, or was it yesterday? 2 days ago. So you need to, I mean, you don't need to feel that bad for it, because Fire Emblem Fates released 2 days ago. That is another RPG that tons of people are hyped for. I am so freaking sad that I can't get the game. Well, I can, but I'm gonna get it about a month later. I'll get it later, because I feel like I should be focusing on other stuff until I get Mother 4. On Fire Emblem Fates, but yeah. So I'll go to this last one right here. One that will be a bit more of a wait. We aren't ready to show you something we won't finish or aren't working on. We can't thank you folks enough for your understanding and excitement. We are all what we are everything. You're all why this is being made. Please bear with us, and we'll see you again on February 28th. Hey guys, you realize that if one of the Mother 14 did show their face and show their character, like one of the developers, like the main person in charge, would show themselves more, you know, they would have a role similar to Sakurai's role in Meme Land. Sakurai being the overlord of Smash. You know, that guy would have the same role. He could be like, oh yes, I am the overlord. Anyway, so that's all I want to talk about for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully by February 28th, if they stick to their word, we're going to get update number 12, which is probably going to be something else very concise. Until then, I'm going to be focusing on a lot of Paper Jam. Lots of Paper Jam. And Undertale, you could, like, other stuff you could expect. The Undertale Appreciating Bad Times Part 2, Lucas Amiibo unboxing, and after that, we're free. And, I mean, also, Mother 4, when it comes out, expect a Let's Play, because it's going to be fun. I'm going to have so much fun with it, and I know lots of people around the world are going to be too, because this is going to be a Mother fan's dream come true. What was that sentence? I was going to say, if you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more on Mother and all other things Nintendo. I'm the Sky Spire, and until then...